Well, folks, we have had quite the interesting week with all of the New Republic news that has come out. And on the valuation front, we have a brand new signal data pack that is literally blowing my mind with how good it looks on paper. However, with new Cantina nodes, does this actually matter? We are going to talk about it. All right, so man, let's pop this over here. The pack in question that I'm referring to is the Signal Data Ultimate Bundle, and for $49.99, you get 900 signal data. That is 300 signal data of each type, not including the corrupted signal data, which is a seemingly amazing pack on paper. In fact, when we look at the evaluations, the only thing that is actually better than this is the signal data ascension. And that's only if you buy the $99 bundle pack. And of course, the more you spend, the more you save. So that kind of makes sense. However, does it actually make sense to buy this anymore with Sector 9 of Cantina out? And the short answer is that while this still is an amazing pack value, we don't officially know yet because we don't have the full details and the full drops on what the Cantina nodes look like. So let's talk about that first. I'm going to pop up my sheets here. We put together this Cantino signal data collection sheet 2 days ago, and we've had quite the interest in people collecting data. So I am confident that we will see these drop rates pretty quickly, likely within the next 2 weeks or so. Unfortunately, because of double drops and triple drops coming up in the near future, we are going to have to pause data collection because while I know that I understand how to handle data during a double drop event, I also know that not many people are going to think about it in the same way, and it's going to throw things off. So that may prolong the time it takes us to get things done. Regardless, here are preliminary understandings of these nodes, right there. We're essentially seeing what looks to be roughly the same, if not slightly lower drop rates on the signal data for a higher energy cost. And what that means effectively is that if you are a player who is in need of one specific type of signal data for a short term project, it may be more beneficial for you to go back to Sector 8 and target that specifically. But if you are somebody that is hoarding for a long term goal, if you are hoarding for Sector 10, if you're just doing signal data just because that's what we always do, but you don't have an immediate need, it seems like Sector 9 is probably going to be the way to go. But again, we do not have the full valuations because the energy amount is higher. And as you see, everybody really wants to hit that 9F node. And not many people want to hit the first two because they would like their green and blue. But that is all we're going to talk about here when it comes to the drop rates because it is preliminary. Now, when we go to my actual valuation sheets, let's just zoom this back to where it should be. And we pack back over to the pack lists. We're going to head on over to the signal data ultimate bundle right here. Pop that in. And we see that for the signal data ultimate bundle, right there, for a cost of $49.99, you're getting converted value of 120, 118, if we want to get technical, dollars worth of value, or a value increase of 136.41%. And again, that is super, super nice when we are talking about store values. If we look at the, where is it? Signal Data Ascension, and we scroll on over to these top tiers, for that $30 pack, we see 125% valuation increase. And I was mistaken before. I thought it was a $99 tier. It is a $50 tier. You are getting about 158% valuation increase. Now, we don't often see this signal data ascension. It doesn't come around super often. You are going to get a better valuation here. However, you are getting some crystals and you are getting a higher amount of gray signal data if that matters to you. I think for myself, I need the blue, I need the green. That's going to be more important to me if I want to spend the money. Uh, if I want to spend the money, honestly, I'm probably still buying both of these packs. If I don't want to spend the money, I don't know why you're watching this video anyway, right? How is this going to change in the future with the signal data valuations? I'm not exactly sure. As always, I value things based upon the store values unless I feel like packs are common enough in a specific sector that it makes sense to lower things down for the free to play experience. So, something for crystals, as an example, the old 500 crystal relic packs, right? It made sense to drop the valuation because of how common those things were. For those of you watching this who are members and who do have premium access to the members version, you are always welcome to set those custom values on your own and switch them around. I believe that short to medium term, I am probably still going to be using these valuations, the store valuations. Some people like to use farming valuations. Those will definitely shift in the near future. With all of that said, things are ever changing. I will be tracking these Cantina drop rates to see if changes need to happen. We will be working on that because CG refuses to be transparent about the Cantina drop rates themselves, as if we're not going to find out, right? So stay tuned here in the future. Hit subscribe so that you are privy to that information as quickly as it becomes available. I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that you only buy it if you can afford it and you want it and you don't make that rash decision. With all of that said, peace out. Have a great rest of your day.